Hi, my name is Parker Howard, and I'm a freshman here at Clemson University. I'm majoring in construction science and management, and this is my vlog assignment for CU 1000 on our new student dialogues. My new student dialogue was on mental disorder in college students. Um, as I said, my disorder or my topic was mental disorders in college students. I chose this topic because it interested me as to how I have the wrong perception of students with disorders, specifically those that possibly have mental disorders. This dialogue was a group discussion, and I found it very interesting because many different people have different views on what mental disorders are, and there are those students in Clemson University that actually have mental disorders, so it can become very close to home. One of the questions on that we were told to think about to possibly answer was, do you feel that your group achieved true dialogue? I believe that my group did achieve true dialogue. At first, it wasn't really a dialogue because no one was really talking. But after the facilitators or the older students that were there with us, teaching us, or not teaching us, but telling us about mental disorders and asking us questions, after they really started uh, provoking our thoughts, we did achieve true dialogue. People talked back and forth with each other, and they they gave us certain answers that gave us examples as to how we should answer the certain questions, and that made the conversation less awkward and made it more enjoyable to be in the group. Another question was share your observation of the dynamics of our group. With the groups being anyone could pick when the time they wanted to do the dialogue was, there were people from every which background that were at Clemson that were in my group. Um, Obviously, we're all new students, we're all freshmen, but we could be from all over. Most in my uh, most in my group are from South Carolina. I remember at the beginning of our dialogue, we played a game where it was you had to say your name, say you were from, and then say something about yourself. And if you had something in common with that person that was talking, you would say I, and you would go up there and lock arms with them, and then you would say something about yourself, and uh, and when somebody else had something in common with you, they would say I and come up and lock arms together. So I feel that it was very, as everyone was different, we all had something in common. Another question was, were there active voices in your dialogue? And yes, there were very active voices. Some people chose to be active right from the start. Um, some people were very outgoing, were very comfortable in this kind of situation, as others were more reserved in the situation. Some people were very quiet and didn't do a lot of talking, just did more listening and listened to the ideas that other people were presenting. Um, I myself feel that I was more reserved in this situation. It takes me a little while to get comfortable in certain situations like this, and I feel that I was at the beginning, I was very reserved, but towards the end, I became more, uh, how did they put it, more active in the group, and I do feel that this new student dialogue really helped me to, I guess, come out of my shell and really want to be in conversation and thought-provoking conversation with other people and realize um, what their thoughts are on certain situations and certain feelings with certain topics. And with the topic of mental disorders, I know that one of the main things that came up was the topic of a mental disorder being an addiction. And I know addictions come in many different ways. They can come in drugs and tobacco and just being addicted to certain games, doing certain things. And one of the things that stuck with me through this through this new student dialogue was that it's not really the fact that the person's addicted to something. It's that really, if you think about it, we're all addicted to doing something, and that we have to come together and work together to get help. You first have to realize that you have a problem, that you need to get help, and then it's that you have other people with those certain problems that are willing to work together and willing to help you. And I feel like that's a big part of the mental disabilities and the mental disorders on campus, is that people realize that in a way we all kind of have that problem, and that we have to be willing to work with other people and help them realize that everyone has a certain understanding of what they're going through, and we need to be willing to help them through that and through those hardships. And I did find this very useful for the CU1000 course. I found that it kind of gets you involved more with Clemson and really helps you become more of a student. And I know from my short time here, 3 months now, that I love Clemson. There's nothing I can complain about, and I feel like this really did help my freshman year get a smooth start to it. And that's really all the thoughts I had about the new student dialogue. I found it very helpful, and found this assignment too, the vlog, very thought-provoking, as I did my new student dialogue a few months ago, and recalling on the dialogue. It's very helpful to remember what I did.